Lovable mermaid and Splash to an android, even a cave girl. Now she's enjoying a decidedly darker role as an assassin in the film Kill Bill Volume 2. Daryl Hannah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So this film, it's kind of tough because Quentin Tarantino is very secretive about exactly what happened, so you can't give a lot away, I know, but as best you can, describe your role in the film.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that the second part, Volume 2, is a lot different than Volume 1, and it really goes into the background of the characters, into the love story, in fact, and it's much more of a spaghetti western instead of just a sort of rampage of revenge, so there's really not the body count that there was in the first one. Nevertheless, there is still some heavy-duty action and adrenaline pumping through the scenes, and I have a really kind of knock 'em out, drag 'em out, fight 'em, cat fight of all time situation in one scene, and I play pretty much the vilest of the Deadly Viper assassins.
Uma Thurman's character in the film is all about kicking butt and taking names, and you are one of the names on her list, one of the people she's trying to get revenge on.
Big deal.
Well, it's so physical, and you do have a background in dance and ballet. Mm-hmm. Did that help you, I would imagine?
You know, I think more of the gymnastics, because there were, I mean, certainly any kind of athletic background helps, because then you have coordination and stuff, but the gymnastics that I had done as a kid really did come into play, because I had to do a couple of those dive somersaults over kitchen counters and learn how to fall, you know, without actually breaking your back or hurting yourself, stuff like that.
How about having your face thrown in a toilet? One of my favorite scenes. Yeah, Any special training for that?
Yeah, there's a lot of practicing, getting my head flushed down the toilet. You know. There's nothing you can do to practice that, unfortunately. You just have to kind of grin and bear it.
Well, we mentioned earlier how secretive Quentin is about the plot, but we do have a scene where you're talking about a black mamba snake. Let's take a look, and then we'll see what we get from this.
The amount of venom that can be delivered from a single bite can be gargantuan. You know, I've always liked that word, gargantuan. I so rarely have an opportunity to use it in a sentence.
Well, that didn't tell us much.
Well, it's funny because that word gargantuan that I use is sort of a secret reference to the War of the Gargantuans, which was a Godzilla film that was kind of Quentin's inspiration for our fight sequence. But you could kind of hear Michael Madsen's character Bud suffering in the background of that scene.
Well, you have a scene with the black mamba snake, right? Did you actually work with one?
I got to sort of play with it a little bit, but there were two black mambas on the set, but the one that I actually got closest to was, of course, a rubber one, trick one. But there were two live black mambas on the set. I'm not so terrified of them. Our cameraman was petrified of them, so everyone would tease him constantly and drop strings down his back and, you know, just play all kinds of ridiculous tricks on him.
We were talking about your character, and you are one nasty woman in this role. I mean, everyone else seems to have at least some redeeming quality, but you, nah. No, she's awful.
Yeah.
Was that fun in a way?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a character that's so outrageously vile, there's something that you really love to hate about them. You kind of love them because they're so sort of deliciously, you know, villainy, you know, and so it's really fun to play.
Of all the characters you've played over the course of your career, as we were saying earlier, a real variety. Is anyone a favorite for you?
I think still probably Blade Runner is one of my favorite characters that I ever got to play.
Well, good luck with this movie. Daryl Hannah, thanks for being with us. And Kill Bill Volume 2 is now playing in theaters. You'll have to see what happens to Daryl's character. Go see the movie. And we'll be right back, but first, this is Today on NBC.